Good morning. Alan said it's time to start. We can show one vote. To start with the employment order. We will have a pledge later by Mark Molina.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Allen. Guerrero.
Here.
Braz.
Here.
Hanson.
Here.
Hernandez. Oshite.
Here.
Iqbal.
Here.
Kyles.
Here.
Kopi.
Here.
Leonard.
Here.
Lewis. Martin.
Here.
Molina. Sanchez.
Here.
Shefflo.
Here.
Silva. Sterrett. Surgis.
Here.
Thomas. Weber.
Here.
Wegman. Winnicki.
Is anybody signed up to speak? Nobody signed up to speak. We have presentation and approval of minutes for the November 13th meeting. Who would like to move them? Barbara Winnicki moves them. Deborah Allen seconds them. Is there discussion on these minutes? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. It's approved. Presentation approval of bills and for Commissioners per diem for the November 2018 meeting. Who would like to move that? Mr. Davis, seconded by Mr. Franz. Is there discussion on this? This is a roll call vote.
Allen. Guerrero.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Braz.
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Oshite.
Yes.
Iqbal.
Yes.
Kyles.
Yes.
Kopi.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Molina. Sanchez.
Yes.
Shefflo.
Yes.
Silva.
Yes.
Sterrett.
Yes.
Surgis.
Yes.
Thomas. Weber.
Yes.
Wegman. Winnicki.
Stands approved. Now we're coming to the election of officers for the 4th Reserve. I will nominate a temporary chair and need a second. I'll nominate Monica to be the chair. Second, be Susan Sterrett. All in favor, say aye. No, say roll call.
Allen. Guerrero.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Braz.
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Oshite.
Yes.
Iqbal. Oh, I'm sorry. Iqbal.
Yes.
Kyles. Kopi.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Molina. Sanchez.
Yes.
Shefflo.
Yes.
Silva. Sterrett.
Yes.
Surgis. Thomas.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Wegman. Winnicki.
Yes.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to open the floor to nominations for the presidency, and what that will require is a motion and then a second. They don't individually need to be voted on, they just need a motion and a second, and then we'll move on to see if there are any other nominations. Once the nominations are closed, then we'll move on to a roll call vote. So I'll open the floor to nominations. Yes.
I move that we nominate Mike Kane.
I'll second. So the first by Mr. Davis and the second by Mr. Guerrero. Yes.
I would like to nominate Drew Fraz. Can I speak a little bit about it, or?
Can I get a second?
I met Drew nearly 20 years ago when a very, very large, dense development was proposed south of Route 38. It included the Mill Creek corridor and also had the endangered species of Blanding's turtles. Drew and his wife Gail became very, very active and approved that. They weren't exactly saying, no, don't build anything, but they were very cordial and very willing to work with the developers. That's where I was brought in as a county board member, and I kind of joined the group. Hence the the economy changed and that development never became a reality. But Drew and his wife Gail also have visited every single forest preserve in Kane County so that any changes or proposed developments or any new sales of connecting property would come forward. He would know exactly where they were and what we were talking about. So I'm proud to nominate Drew Fraz, and just make it clear this is not in opposition of anybody who has served in the past. I think we've all done a good job. Thank you.
Are there any other nominations? Okay, if not, we will close nominations with, I'm sorry, now. Is there an opportunity to also be? Absolutely. I think Mr. Dax Thunder?
No, I asked the lobby.
He's shy.
Asked the lobby to go first. You missed anything else?
That's fine.
I just wanted to say that after President Hochheit stepped down, having taken the responsibility for moving our forest preserve from basically an inside guy and an outside guy and staff to a more formal organization with an executive director and a board of directors, a team of directors to lead the forest preserve into the next century. In that next election, I supported Barbara Mickey because she had been talking about running the forest preserve for the whole time that I knew her. And Mr. Kenyon won that office, and I am supporting him today because he asked if I would. And I can say that I'm impressed that Michael, with his own job and his own life, has been at every forest preserve event that I've attended, plus more. So I appreciate the fact that he has taken this presidency seriously, in that he is there for the dinner where we thank our volunteers for volunteering, and for every opening of a new preserve, and for the various focus groups having to do with our referenda. And I love Drew, and I'm happy to support him in his efforts. It's just that Mr. Kenyon got to me first, and I'm happy to say that he's done a good job, and I will support him in his next term if he gets that. Thank you.
Thank you, Garth, for nominating me and all this. I absolutely love the forest preserve aspect of this job. Always have. I'm very well engaged down there. And thank you a lot of having visited the preserve as far as I like experience in both my business, personally, and my 10 years on the executive committee, I think it's an excellent skill set to perform that job. I know many of you, including myself, that the forest preserve is such a positive environment. Everything you do down there is generally positive. It's become kind of an oasis away from politics. And I pledge to you as stand before you here now today, I pledge to you to keep it that way. And I also pledge to you that the assignment process will be open and inclusive right for the board. So I humbly ask your support.
Any other comments?
I guess I better not remain silent, or I look like a goofball. I was delighted to be able to follow John Holstein in his job. This is a great organization. One thing you'll notice with the forest preserve is they always improve. The staff is the best. I teach Monica a lot. I said, she's got the best staff going. She developed this thing. And they have things in place they have safety programs, they have educational things. We have the finest group of people running a forest preserve in the state of Illinois. A friend of mine has commented that Monica is probably one of the top 2 leaders in the state of Illinois with the strength of running the forest preserve. You can be proud of that, and I'm proud of the forest preserve. I've lived next to the forest preserves. I've been an outdoor guy just like you. And I discovered early in life I love trees. Not the junk trees, but I love oak trees and the other trees. We live, both Drew and I live outside. We live where we can see state for this county to give people forest reserves and to be proactive and try to do what they want to do, dog parks and sectors. And maybe someday we'll have a zip line, who knows? But that's up to the committee. And I think that I believe in the committee system, and I will do whatever you want if I like.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Holscheit for not running because his decision was hard enough to begin with. So I would like to say that I agree with you. I think the Forest Preserve, Mr. Kenyon, was left in came from very good hands. I think Mr. Holscheit did a wonderful job in his leadership. So thank you for that. All kidding aside, whoever is the successor or if the tenure continues, there are a couple of issues that I think are going to come before us that are important, that I'd like to see us work a little bit more in. Our staff is second to none, and I think we all agree that we work for the Forest Preserve. We work for staff. It's one of the instances where staff really tells us what to do, and we agree because everything runs so smoothly. You will be hearing from Bob Orey, who has an issue I think that we kind of all need to come on board to help settle. And I'd also like to start a conversation somewhere along the lines of why we can't, why we shouldn't, or why we could do mosquito abatement along the Forest Preserve, because there are some residences that could benefit from that. So I understand that environmentally it may or may not make sense, but that is what's important to me as a board member and to my constituency, and maybe to some of yours as well. Thank you.
I have the uncomfortable distinction of sitting in between Drew and Mike Kenyon. So no matter how I vote today, somebody's taking me off the Christmas card list. I looked at both candidates, and honestly, to me, they're equal, as far as I can tell. Either way, we're going to be getting a good president of the Forest Reserve. I talked to other people to see what their opinions were. Some people were, Drew voted this way about that, so we should go with him, or Mike voted that way, we should go with him. I didn't want to include that kind of thinking because if I were running and somebody said, well, you voted against Longmeadow, I'm not going to vote for you, I'd be kind of upset. So I just looked at everything equally, I think, and I came down to who's done it already. Mike's done it. Drew wants a chance before he's out of office, so that's the reasoning I'm using, going with Drew this time. I just figured I should explain myself, so.
I guess I go over my science. All of the points, and I agree with that you can't go wrong. I've known Drew a long time. But I would say this, Mr. Holscheit is very tough act policy. Did a wonderful job. But in the last 2 years alone, this isn't just a don't fix it. It's not broken. This has language. We've made wonderful strides with the leadership of Mr. Kane. It's passed on a referendum. We received the highest approval rating the organization's ever had. 80 more acres, open more reserves. This is a success story all around. And I don't think that rewarding that is done by showing that at the door.
Okay, seeing none, we're going to close the nominations.
Monica, point of order, you want to do a motion to close it?
So we'll need a motion to close the nominations. Ms. Winicky and Mr. Martin. Okay, and we are going to do a voice vote on that. So all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes and nominations are closed. What we will do now is go on to the roll call vote, which will ratify the presidency. We have two candidates, Mr. Kenyon and Mr. Frost. So as your name is called, please make your selection by voicing your selection. Okay, Ellen, call the roll.
Allen,
Mr. Kenyon?
Barrero,
Mr. Kenyon?
Davis,
Mr. Kenyon.
Frost, Hanson,
Mr. Kenyon.
Hernandez, Mr. Holscheit,
Kenyon.
Iqbal,
Frost.
Kenyon,
Mr. Kenyon.
Kaios.
Kane.
Kopi. Leonard. Lewis. Martin. Molina. Sanchez. Shefflo. Silva. Starrett. Surges. Thomas. Weber. Wegman. Winnicki.
With 17 votes, the presidency continues to Mr. Kane.
Thank you very much. Okay, the bids and proposals, 2684, resolution accepting a bid for tree and brush removal at the Mill Creek Forest Reserve. Somebody like to move that? Ms. Winnicki, would like to move? Mr. Cass, for a second. Is there discussion on this? You want to tell them the dollar amount? It's like 5 or 6 grand, wasn't it?
6,200. 6,840.
Is there any discussion on this? Did you ready to vote?
Allen. Ferrero. Davis.
Yes.
Frost.
Yes.
Hanson. Hernandez. O'Shea. Iqbal. Kaios. Kopi. Leonard. Lewis. Martin. Molina. Sanchez. Shefflo. Silva. Starrett. Surges. Thomas. Weber. Wegman. Winnicki.
Approved. 2685, resolution authorizing a revision to resolution 2615, authorizing the contract with Patrick Engineering for Phase 2 engineering services for the Great Western Trail Extension Similarly 2 grant project. We're getting a grant for this project now. Project, would you like to be moved? Okay, Mr. Leonard seconds. This would be connecting our trail to taking it down the road, right? Go to Ramble Road.
Right, the area is for connecting the Great Western Trail down to Rainbow Road.
How long would that be available?
That's a tricky question.
I think it's a long time coming. This is what we like to do, tie things together. Mr. Hochak was active in getting this done. We're ready to go?
Allen. Ferrero. Davis.
Yes.
Frost. Hanson. Hernandez. O'Shea. Iqbal. Kaios. Kopi. Leonard. Lewis. Martin. Molina. Sanchez. Shefflo. Silva. Starrett. Surges. Thomas. Weber. Wegman. Winnicki.
The motion carried under land acquisition. 2686, resolution authorizing land acquisition of 8 acres in St. Charles Township for the extension of the Great Western Trail east of Leroy Oaks Fork. Mr. Hochak moves. Mr. Travis seconds. This is, of course, completing the other motion. Ready to vote?
Allen. Ferrero. Davis. Frost. Hanson. Hernandez. O'Shea. Iqbal. Kaios. Kopi. Leonard. Lewis. Martin. Molina. Sanchez. Shefflo. Silva. Starrett. Surges. Thomas. Weber. Wegman. Winnicki.
It's approved under ordinances 0553, presentation and approval of an ordinance abating the tax levy for the 2018 paid debt service and the tax of general obligation refunding bond series 2016 fee. Mr. Davis moves. Mr. Shuffle seconds. Any discussion? We're ready to vote.
Allen. Guerrero. Davis. Franz. Hanson. Hernandez. Oshite. Iqbal. Cayos. Kobe. Leonard. Lewis. Martin. Molina. Sanchez. Shefflo. Silva. Starrett. Surges. Thomas. Weber. Wegman. Winnicke.
Stands approved. There is no need for a closed session. As it changes to the minute. We'll move on. We'll do the presentation of approval of officers or committee appointments first. There's a handout. These are not set in stone. They can be changed. We want to have this so we can have a record of our meetings in order. Does that make any sense to you? This is a new year. Yes, ma'am?
If we'd like to make a change, do we see
You
Monica?
can contact me or Monica later.
Okay, thank you.
Are we okay with this? Is there a motion to approve? Mr. Martin moves, Ms. Molina seconds. Is this a voice vote?
Yes. This can be a voice vote.
What?
This can be a voice vote.
All, is there no discussion? All in favor, say aye. No same sign. Remember, if you want to change something, come back and we'll work on it. Under the President's comments, we have some, Monica Silva spoke to me about a problem she wants us to address, and I think we'll address that this next month. We have some other issues to talk about, and I thought it was important that I have all new board members talk about, what do I say? Our contracts. I'll say it about it. Talk about our contracts and our agreements, and then we'll work through that and do the, you know what I mean. Okay? What's this? Oh my gosh, I forgot to get that. Then another thing, new commissioner's orientation, January 7th, 8 a.m. Can we remember that far? You know, Christmas. January 7th at 8 a.m. at the district office. Anybody is welcome there. New commissioner orientation. There'll be a bevy of emails coming out. One from each person. We have a photographer downstairs for new commissioners following this meeting. And then we need a motion to put the reports on file. Susan Starrett moves. Oh, Sheriff Sanchez second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Unless there's nothing else, I'll look for a motion to adjourn. Penny Wagner moves, we adjourn. Is there a second? What? Wait a second. We have a lot of seconds. You wanted to say something, or you wanted to adjourn?
I just want to thank the board and these internal additional options for guiding friends are all for the offices. Friends of the child. Friends of the child is going to ask them for child support people so both of them. So I think especially with the
It's actually a healthy exercise. Puts you back in contact with everybody, isn't it? We don't pay by the phone call anymore. Answer programs. Sir?
Sir, I have one chair of the administration with the position of manager, Deborah Allen. I did a quick review of the property on Fabian Parkway, and the property, do I have permission? Okay, thank you. How's that? Okay. The one thing that stuck out like a sore thumb was that antique building. It's a limestone building. It's in a state of repairs that if we do not do some maintenance on it, specifically the roof, we may lose the structure altogether. I know that there's some discussion / contention on what to do with the property going forward, but at the end of the day, I think that historic structure should be protected. And I was wondering if there's a possibility that the Forest Preserve could entertain the idea of taking on a portion of that responsibility.
They wanted to shut you off and tell you this is a county issue, but now you brought the Forest Preserve. This is something that we consider in committee.
I mean, yeah, just something to think about if you would.
Not a bad idea. I like ancient structures. My house is built in the 1840s.
Yeah.
Just keep putting money into it, it'll keep standing.
Yeah, you'll fall in love with the building immediately if you look at it. But thank you for your consideration.
We'll put that in under planning. The White House.
And
Mrs. L.
just to toss a little more information in, Mark Van Kerkhoff, head of development, with his people made application for a grant through, is it Illinois Landmarks? It's one of the preservation groups of Illinois. And so there's a $6,000 matching grant that's available, and I think in the conversations that I've heard so far, the aim was to put that 12 grand into the roof just to make the building stable while we go forward with what we're going to do. So just information into the ether.
Is there anything else? We're only